Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, do you ever have, like, multiple people in your brain, like, telling you, like, what you should do? But, like, it's not, like, just, like, having, like, thoughts in your brain, but, like, actual people who, like, live inside your head, who have, like, their own personalities, their own physical bodies, even quite literally a life of their own, who guide you through life. Did you ever have that in Carta?
Well, when I was a kid, I took my Star Wars action figures and I stuck them in my ear really hard, thinking that maybe...
No,
I'm joking. You could get inside my brain and control me.
So that you had Boba Fett, like, controlling you, or, like, Wookiee. Not Wookiee, Chewie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Today on the show, actually, first, before we get started today, I just wanted to mention that I was recently on another podcast as a guest. I was cheating on Sesame. And I was on this podcast called Pop Culture Junkie with the hosts Shauna and Olivia over there. And we talked about me, you know, because that's my favorite subject. And then we also... Joking. We also talked about the 1983 TV miniseries V, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend. It holds up. It's scary how well it holds up today, and it's very emblematic of things that are going on in our current society. Yeah, recommend watching that. But if you want to, I'm going to have a link in the show notes. But you go to popculturejunkie.com and you can find their podcast there. It's a good show. They do a lot of similar stuff to what we do. It's like two best friends talking about pop culture stuff, very similar to what we're doing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I recommend checking it out, and that episode especially. Yeah. But today on the show, we are covering a TV pilot for a show that actually lasted longer than most of the TV pilots we cover on this show. For a show that ran from 1991 to 94 called Herman's Head. It was on the Fox network. It was like one of the first like sitcoms on Fox, I think, at the time. Not like right away. I mean, that was obviously like, you know, Married with Children and stuff like that before that. But this was an interesting show. It was created by Andrew Gerdott and Steve Kreinberg. So the pilot we covered, we're covering today. We watched that, both Sesame and I. And the pilot is entitled Pilot. Mm-hmm. Very creative name. The short synopsis here on the Internet Movie Database for this episode is that Herman must decide whether or not to hook up with his friend's ex, although the friend is ready to make up with her.
Kind of. I mean, it's
kind of. Okay. The show stars William Ragsdale as Herman Brooks, Hank Azaria as Jay Nichols, Jane Sibbett as Heddy Newman, Yeardley Smith as Louise Fitzer, Molly Hagan as Angel or Sensitivity, and Hudson Campbell as Animal or Lust, Rick Lawless as Wimp or Anxiety, Peter Mackenzie as Genius or Intellect, Jason Bernard, who actually, coincidentally, Jason Bernard is in the TV miniseries V. So it's that I was mentioning. He plays Mr. Paul Bracken, and then we have Corrine Borer as Connie, Edward Winter as Mr. Crawford. It's directed by Andy Cadiff. He's directed a bunch of sitcoms and things like including recently Last Man Standing with Tim Allen, Mr. Iglesias with Fluffy. Dr. Ken, Man with a Plan, Hot in Cleveland, The Odd Couple, Kirsty, which we covered the pilot of before. And among other things. Those are the recent ones that he's covered, that he's directed. It was written by Andrew Goodart and Steve Kreinberg, the creators of the show. Andrew is known as a writer for, it looks like a bunch of kids shows, like Paw Patrol Super Rescue, The Chicken Squad, and George of the Jungle, the TV series. Then he also wrote for Boy Meets World, Sister Sister, The Parenthood, Empty Nest, created Herman's Head, wrote for Saved by the Bell, The College Years, which we also covered the pilot of. Head of the Class, The Jeffersons, Mork and Mindy, Archie Bunker's Place. So he's written for a lot of stuff. Then we have Steve Kreinberg, who his career, he wrote for Sister Sister, Herman's Head, Saved by the Bell, Head of the Class, the TV show 9 to 5, It's a Living, Whiz Kids, Archie Bunker's Place, Mork and Mindy, and the list goes on, and the Jeffersons as well. Yeah. Okay. So looks like some of those he probably wrote with the other dude. So and now we have this lovely show here. It's produced by Whit Thomas Harris Productions. This episode aired on September 8th of 1991. The producers of the show are known for things like Golden Girls and Empty Nest and a bunch of other shows. And the Thomas of that is actually Tony Thomas, the son of Danny Thomas, who's lived in Toledo, Ohio, where is stomping grounds for both Sesame and I. And also the brother of Marlo Thomas, that girl. Yeah. And Danny Thomas, my grandfather, was his insurance agent. So, yeah.
Nice.
Plus, there's a mention the character of Herman is from Toledo. So,
yeah, that's right. I know that.
Mm-hmm. So, anywho, what are your thoughts here on this, Sesame?
It was pretty good. I liked it. I think I kind of remember watching it when it was on vaguely. Mm-hmm. But it's like a standard sitcom. It's not. The concept's kind of interesting because it kind of reminds me of that movie was Inside Out.
It's basically like an adult Inside Out before that came out. So
yeah, and so I thought it was kind of cool to have like actual people representing his thoughts. Like people are just literally living like inside his brain and debating with each other about the best course of action for whatever it is wants to do. So I thought that was pretty neat, like how they're all sort of just like living like in his little room or whatever. The animal guy, he's so familiar to me. I don't know where I've seen him, but
so that is Ken Hudson Campbell. He has probably one of the most well-known things he played Santa in Home Alone. He was also in the movie Down Periscope. He was in Groundhog Day. What else? He's Down Periscope.
Santa.
It's Santa. There's a scene where there's like a Santa outside somewhere, and Kevin goes and sees him. It's been a while since I've seen Home Alone, but I remember him there. He was like smoking cigarettes and stuff, and
I watched it last night because my niece is obsessed with it. Yeah. No, I could totally hear his voice now playing Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Coyote Ugly, The Ladies' Man, Dr. Dolittle 2, Bewitched. He was in that. A few things here and there. Looks like he's done a lot of television. Like last television episode he did was he played Jingles the Clown in an episode of Girl Meets World. He was in the 72 episodes of this show. Did a voice on Dinosaurs, which we've interviewed Stuart Pankin from that show. So anyways, that's who he was or is. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. So
yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, and so what it is like we've got the angel, animal, wimp, genius, and then in later episodes, in only one appearance, we had Jealousy, played by Bobcat Goldthwait, who I've met as well. But
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
and then God was a guest star in an episode played by Leslie Nielsen.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta have Leslie Nielsen coming up as God. I mean, if you don't have a show if you don't have that, right? I mean,
yeah.
Did he play God in another episode of show we watched before? Was it? Yeah. Was it? What was it? It was him as God and the dude from Modern Family as the devil. Oh shit. What was it? Whatever. Who cares?
Hey, I have no idea what you're talking about.
We reviewed an episode of a show where it was like the dude from Modern Family played the devil, like the dad, like the geeky dad from Modern Family, and Leslie Nielsen played himself, but he was like an angel or God or something like that. And we'll figure it out. We've got it saved somewhere, so we'll figure it out.
I was like, this is not ringing a bell at all for me, but we'll see.
We'll figure it out. I know we've got it somewhere saved in our archive, but
yeah. I do not remember this at all.
It's only part of the episode. It's probably not even the most important part of it, but
do you know who else is in it?
No, it was like a breaking the fourth wall type of show where it was like Leslie Nielsen was playing himself, but he was like also like he was like the angel, like, and kind of like how you got like the angel on one side and like the devil on the other side. And they're like the one guy, he wanted to be like it was something saving the world, shit saves the world or something like that, or I don't remember what it was. And like, God damn it, I can't. I'll look it up later. I don't want to waste too much time. I'll look it up later because I'll know what it is later.
Sounds good.
Feel free to end this part out.
I might keep it in just for fun. Anyways,
Look at me squirm trying to figure out what I'm talking about.
I don't see anything in this filmography that points to that, but I don't.
I'll look it up. I know it was something that we reviewed. I probably completely turned it to what I remember it being, but it was like Lip Shit Saves the World or something like that.
Lip Shit Saves the World. I found it.
Yes.
Like he was in the pilot episode of Lip Shit Saves the World. So go back and listen to that episode that I barely remember recording. So
it was a good episode. It was a good show.
I kind of remember it being, we've watched so much stuff for this podcast that it all combined in my head into one thing. Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing this for almost 7 years at this point, hundreds of episodes. So it's okay if we don't remember like every single episode because like that's a lot of information to store into our minds.
Yeah. Yes. If I had 5 people living in my head that could help me figure this out, maybe it'd be okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So we need his people into our heads, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
So what goes down in Herman's head here?
So he's like a editor for I'm guessing like a medical type of journal, it seems like, because they're always researching like medical terms and things like that. And he wants like a promotion, so he's like putting in the extra hours, really showing his boss that he means business. He's canceled a couple of dates already with this one woman to impress his boss, which of course makes Animal / Russ very upset. Because being laid and you kind of got your typical banter, your office. Not office like as in like E. Carell type office.
Yeah, but
like
a workplace comedy sort of thing. Yeah.
So you got like the mean woman who's he says hi to her and she says, "Oh, you're wearing your other shirt."
I know.
So mean. And like before that, he sneezed on his boss's back though.
Yeah, and that's Jane Sibbett plays that character. She's known for playing Carol Willick, Ross's ex on Friends, the
Oh yeah, okay.
of his kid who has the lesbian wedding on the show and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I could sort of see it now.
Yeah.
He accidentally sneezed on his boss in the elevator, and all of the people in his head know that beforehand. They're like, oh no, he's gonna sneeze, and they all kind of plug their nose, and they all gets all of his knots and not stop all of his spray shit onto his back. And then our boy, what's his name? I always forget his name.
Hank Azaria.
Famous. Yeah. I always forget his. I don't know why I can never pronounce his name.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
in the show.
he plays Jay. The interesting thing with Hank Azaria, so we got Hank Azaria in here. We also have Yeardley Smith, both voice actors for The Simpsons forever. Yeardley is the voice of Lisa Simpson, and Hank is like half the town. Mo.
Half the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in everything. I mean, I love him.
In the Bird Cage, that's one of my favorite roles of his. But yeah,
I want to watch that now.
I know.
He was in Shattered Glass, which is the very first thing we ever reviewed on our old show. He plays editor Michael Kelly, who unfortunately was the first journalist who died in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. He played his character very well in that. He's in this. He's kind of like, I guess he's sort of like Herman's kind of best work friend / friend kind of guy, I guess. He's kind of like a ladies' man, I guess. Where they try to set him up as like not very well, in my opinion, but it's only the first episode.
I mean, his character develops a little bit differently. I mean, I remember watching the show a lot when it was on reruns on I think it was on USA or something, but I did watch it when it was originally on Fox too. I was I was only like in my young double digits at the time, so it was like
like 12, 11, 12, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's like the conflict with that is I guess he went out with a date with another woman. It reminded me too about The Simpsons. So I was watching some reviews about this show and like other 1990s TV shows, and they showed a clip of The Simpsons where Lisa said something like, "Oh, I was just thinking of a funny joke from Herman's head," or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought that was
there is an episode of this show too where Louise, the character she plays on there, says somebody says I sound like a cartoon character, something like that. So yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
and so he plays kind of like the geeky, nice, cute character who's like obsessed with sex, and so she bought like pheromones, but they were like sheep or goat pheromones or something like that, and so she smells like an animal, like quite literally. And so there's like a running gag about like, wait, is there an animal in here? What's that smell? But our boy Jay, he picked up on the smell. He's like, is it just me or something smelled great in here? So see, it worked on him. They're gonna like bang after the episode, like it's like post credit scene, like. They can't show it on TV, obviously, but like maybe in the DVDs, once they make them, they'll have like a full-on sex scene for real. It's like, wait a minute, is this real? Yeah, they really decided to go like really, like they wanted to make it like real, So
and you're actually picking up on something. Eventually, Louise finds herself attracted to Jay.
There you go.
Ben returns the feelings. Yep. And the two agree to date.
There you go. I figured it out already. Yeah, I figured out the whole show.
They have an on again, off again relationship on the series. So yeah.
That's awesome. Remember that one? Like I always wonder if TV shows would go to the point where like they would go so far where they would like actually film like just actual sex scenes. It's wait, isn't that just like a pornography film? It's like no, it's not. It's like it's just like.
There have been movies released with actual like penetration and stuff. Like with
that one movie reviewed, Chickboxer. At the end of the end of Chickboxer.
Yeah,
but that was a whole other thing because that was actually meant to be a different movie.
Those were actual porn stars, I think, too. So it was
that was a weird movie where they that was actually meant to be a different movie, and they just put that scene at the end of the movie. Like, what the fuck's got to do with anything? But anyway, so she smells like sheep or goats or lamb or whatever, and then Jay likes it, and apparently they bang later on in this TV show, and then Herman, I'm blanking now. What happens? Not Vicky. Someone comes Jay's girlfriend comes over to his party,
Connie.
right?
Connie is her name.
Connie.
Yeah, and she's like upset because of what's going on with Jay, and basically it's like Herman's her like sounding board and guy friend to talk about shit with, who happens to also be best friends with Jay. So yeah,
right. That is correct.
Of course,
on the bicycle.
We've got all this shit going on inside of his head, like where Angel wants him to be, is trying to you've got to be like smooth and try to, and Herman really likes Connie. So it's like, he wants to be with her, but he also wants to bang her. And then, it's like,
it's the dichotomy of man. It's the two desires that clash with one another in order to create spark, which then creates life, which then creates the cosmos. And then it recreates the universe. You need that. You need animal. You need lust. Otherwise you're not going to get anything. Right. So they need each other. All the characters need each other, but they're always clashing because they have different ideas about what they think is the right thing to do. But I blanked here for a second.
I was just listening to your philosophical theory here about the universe, Professor Sesame.
Yes. Herbert, I could find philosophy, and Herman's head's philosophy is where I'm at right now. This explains the universe. Because there's one part.
It really wouldn't surprise me if there's like some blog or book out there that's like the philosophy of Herman's head or something,
I would read that book cover to cover in like a weekend.
I mean, there's like philosophy books on the Simpsons. Speaking of things that so
of course, I mean,
yeah.
But there is one point where Animal and Angel actually have the same goal. Which is hilarious because Animal's like, we'll go this and nail her. Then she on a swing set goes, no, we'll be really sensitive and nice, and then we'll nail her.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so Angel's not as angelic as she claims to be, is she?
So we have this situation though that night where it's like Herman and her getting close and talking and everything, but he's like, yeah, we should he's trying to like, should I bring out the wine, and talk to her about that, and she's just talking about how she's so upset about things that she just wants to kind of just have sex with the next guy she sees. And, and literally she's telling this to a guy she's seeing here, in the room with.
Right. I don't even think she even realized what she was even saying. Like, wait a minute. I'm talking. She was can't hardly wait, basically, beating his team up before that. So, but
it's a situation where he's kind of on the friend zone there, but it might move differently. I've been in that situation several times where it's gone one way or the other. I've been friends with somebody that I ended up dating, and then I've also been friends with somebody who told me all of their issues with their boyfriends, and I just watched all these idiots date the girl that I was attracted to for years, So it's like, and
it's like, God damn it,
yeah.
So it happens. I mean, it is what it happens. So she was gonna can't hardly wait it, but then he's like, no, it's Angel is the one that convinced them to play it right.
Yeah,
like, don't take advantage of her vulnerability just because you want to do it the right way. Animal's kind of pissed off about that, but whatever. You win some, you lose some, I guess. But Angel won, and the Angel won this round. But then later on, they both came together and had to sing. Angel and Animal both had to sing agenda, I guess, if you will.
So basically they talk a little bit, and they decide that she's going to come over the next night to have dinner with him, and talk things out, basically.
Yeah.
So Herman knows about this, and so he turns in his work and says, yeah, everything was checked on this, thing that they're supposed to turn in for the magazine, the fact checking that they're supposed to be done. And of course, his wimp in his head is like all worried about the fact that, they're going to get fired. And then, I'm going to end up, serving fries in Toledo or something like that, he says. So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. No, I think he said hot dogs, which I was thinking Rudy's.
I don't think they're very specific. Yeah, but yeah.
No.
But he did say he was going to. He said slinging fries, I think. So at one point, yeah, French fries sound good. But yeah, I'm hungry too. So join us for our next episode where we discuss food. No, I'm just joking.
Oh God, I would love to do an episode on the history of French fries. Oh God,
Yes.
I would. Oh shit, I gotta stop thinking. Now I want McDonald's French fries. God damn it!
How they're not French or fries. Discuss. No,
they're not French, nor are they fry. Yeah, plus not the steak and shake beef talon bullshit that RFK Jr. like. His shake is like the worst fries in the history. I'm like, they're like trying to promote themselves. They're like, oh, here's our last chance of relevance. We'll jump on the RFK Jr. bandwagon by saying, we use beef talon in our French fries. Like, yeah, that's not the win you think it is. Your fries taste like garbage. I'd rather just throw them into it.
Yeah, and it's like so. I mean, McDonald's used to have beef tallow in theirs, but it's like so freaking. I don't know what. It's unhealthy for you, but it's also, I guess, better than some. Because everybody thinks seed oils are going to kill you now or something. So yeah.
I kept saying beef talon. Sorry, not beef talon.
I noticed that. I was like,
wait a minute, a talon? That's like a bird.
That's what I was trying to say. I was just like, wait, that doesn't.
Wait, what?
I was like, wait,
yeah, man. No, you ever heard of beef talon before? You know,
that's the name of my
cows with talons. You know,
that's
wow.
Beef talon. That's the name of my like, you know, Nordic rock band or something. I don't know.
Nordic rock band.
So basically what ends up happening is, you know, he basically turns in the stuff, you know, and not fully checked. And the next night he's telling Jay like, oh, you know, Jay wants to hang out and everything. And he's just like, no, I've got a, you know, it's like, oh, you got a date or something like that. And so he's like, yeah. And then, he's basically trying to hide the fact that he's seeing Jay's now ex-girlfriend. Right. So they get together, you know, and they're talking. He's got this whole thing like he bought some sexy underwear for himself or something, but he didn't put it on. He threw it into the microwave for some reason.
I don't know what that was about. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. He had candles. He ended up just throwing those in the trash, which seems dangerous because he just blew them out and then threw them in there. Yeah.
Big serious apartment fire because of his actions right there.
Yes.
But it's pretty woke of him, pretty feminist of him though to buy sexy underwear for himself to wear.
Yes. Well, it's so so you can look good for the girl you're with. Yeah, like never mind. So she gets there and, you know, they get talking and kind of realize that, you know, maybe they both want to, you know, get together and do it. And then she goes into the bathroom to change her clothes or whatever. And, while that's happening, Jay shows up and basically says that he fucked up and he really loves Connie and blah, blah, blah. So now we've got this whole situation where in his head, Herman's trying to decide, it's like, should I tell her right away or should I wait until after we have sex, you know, sort of thing. So, yeah.
Right.
And, you know, cooler heads prevail and they shut up Animal inside the head and he says, you know, he tells her what's up and, you know, and she's like, yeah, you could have waited to tell me.
See, exactly. So she agreed with Animal. You fucked up, dude. You fucked up, Herman. You done fucked up. Animal was right. Even Connie agrees with Animal. You're a loser. Jump out the building. We hate you now. No,
he did the right thing.
Did the right thing. No, did the right. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just sex. It's just sex. It's fleeting. It's fleeting pleasure. You don't want to, like, you know, just ruin an entire relationship over.
Yeah. That could ruin that would ruin two friendships, basically.
Exactly.
So, and then the next day there's a typo in the article that they checked where it was saying that what is it? What country was it?
Oh shoot, I don't remember.
Swedish or something, like that. Their testicles were 24 ounces instead of.
I think it was Sweden or something like that. Yeah, because he fucked up and then do his research or something. Or
that's what they thought, but it turned out Herman turned in the right thing, and it was the print that fucked up and put ounces instead of grams. So
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So things got kind of fucked up, and it was Danish. It was people from Denmark or something, and because Louise says maybe that's why they call them Great Danes.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yes, yeah. So that's what happened there, and but it turned out that everything was cool, and and Jay and Connie were getting back together, but Jay was mentioning that there was this guy that she really liked that she was seeing that night and everything, that was talking about Herman, and he's worried about that guy getting with her and stuff. So I guess right. As the series goes on, you'd see what that happened, if Connie even comes back or if she was just a one-off character. I don't know. So I guess I could check. But,
right.
Yeah.
You can watch most of the episodes on YouTube, and the quality's not that great, but I think most of them are on YouTube.
You can watch them on YouTube. Yeah. So it's, I think I might actually even watch more of these episodes eventually. But do you have anything else to say about this before we wrap things up here?
No, I was just going to say that I was thinking of just, like kind of like how you watch news radio and stuff when you go to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking of tonight kind of loading up Herman's head and just kind of like not really paying attention to the screen, but just listening to the dialogue and just kind of chilling out. I think I'm going to chill out to Herman's head, man. That sounds weird, but
yeah. Well, I guess so. I looked it up, and I guess Connie only appears in this episode.
Oh well, okay.
So yeah,
there you go. Good. Thanks, Connie, for nothing. But
I hate it when they introduce like a like decent character in a pilot episode of a show, and then they never appear again.
I know, because I thought she was cute
that all the time.
She was sweet. Yeah, she was sweet.
She also that the actress what's her name? Kareem Boer. She played this character of Prank on the Flash TV series with John Wesley Shipp, who is the sidekick to the Trickster, who is basically kind of the prototype for Harley Quinn. So
interesting. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because
I still have the Blu-ray.
What's that
show?
I'm
sorry. I was just randomly talking about the Flash. I still have the Blu-ray, but I can't watch it because my Blu-ray player broke.
And she appeared as the same character in a 2018 episode of The Flash with Grant Gustin as well. So yeah,
all right, cool.
Yeah, and Trickster was played by Mark Hamill. So
of course,
who went on to voice the Joker in Batman the Animated Series. So using basically the same voice that he used as the Trickster.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, I want to cover some that TV series Flash. If I have my way, I might reach out to him. I'm Facebook friends with John Wesley Shipp, and maybe I'll see if he wants to be on the show at some time.
That would be so fucking cool. I love that guy. I have the series on Blu-ray, but I don't know. I try to figure out if I can. I don't know if I have the thing where I can put the digital copy on my computer. I don't know if it has that option or not. I have the whole series. I mean, it's only one season, but I've had it since 2019. I've only been able to watch one episode because the fucking Blu-ray player broke right after I watched the first two episodes.
That sucks.
And then I haven't been able to play it since because every time we try to buy a new Blu-ray player, that one fucks up. It's like you can't buy anything anymore that works. And so my TV has a built-in DVD player. That doesn't work. DVDs get stuck in it. My laptop DVD CD thing hardly works. I'm like, does anything work anymore? Like, what the hell? Like, anyway. But I do have a computer out there. Maybe I can load it up there and we can watch it. Maybe I can burn it digitally and send it to you. Well, now I'm just
I'm sure
advocating crime right now.
Find it streaming somewhere. It used to be streaming like some places where you could actually watch it, but now I don't know what's up. It might be streaming by the time we decide to watch it. So we'll see.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish it was on like Max. It should be on Max, but
should be. It's a really good. The Flash. Yeah. The Flash original TV series is really, really good show. It's a lot darker.
I used to have several a couple of like 2-parter episodes on VHS that a friend of mine copied for me because he bought them back in the day. So yeah, including including the episodes with Mark Hamill and the star of this show episode, Corinne Bohrer. Yeah. So,
Good
anyways,
stuff. Good stuff.
anything else you have to say here before we wrap things up?
No, not really. Other than just, it's a good show. I would recommend watching it. It's funny. It's, it's very, very early 90s. Still kind of a creative twist. I would say you give it a chance.
Yeah, it's very much an adult version of Inside Out. So, so anyways, folks, thanks for tuning in to our show. I don't know how you tune in anything. It's kind of just like playing it on a computer. But yeah. So, be sure to check out all2real2.com for all of our links to everything. Check our show notes for some episodes of podcasts and other things that we've been on. Support independent media while you still can. And, go to our Patreon. It's a good way to help support the show. Become a patron. Also, you can check out our TeePublic and get some merch, get some T-shirts, and the like.
Merch.
Share the show on social media or anywhere. Just if you want to like spray paint it on the side of your house, like spray paint all2real2.com on the side of your house, and take a picture of it and send it to us. We'll have you on the show.
Sure.
I doubt anybody would do that.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. If you do, I'll have you on the show.
Sure, yeah.
We'll interview you. Anyways, just do that. Do it up. Free Palestine.
Yeah.
Free Ukraine.
Yep.
Free any country that's occupied. Trans lives are human lives.
True.
No human is illegal.
True.
Yeah. We're one human race, people. Yep. Borders are fake.
They're fake blue.
Yeah. Fuck the oligarchy. And until next time, folks, just remember that I love you. Sesame loves you in our heads and in our hearts. Mm-hmm. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.